Hi and welcome back to Graphic Gets Good. Today we have another deck profile for you. It's one I've been testing a bit, playing around with. I've gone into this colour pretty late this format, but I'm enjoying it so much. I thought I'd make a deck profile, share what I've built, share any changes I'd make with it and what's been working for me. So no further ado, we'll get straight into the deck profile. You probably already guessed what kind of deck this is. We've got the first little babies, which is Nidhoggmon. Effect on your turn, if this is trash due to a Digiburst, gain 2k. Well, you can select what Digimon gains 2k. It's amazing, it allows you to swing over things much bigger than you and create a lot of aggression. And then we've got the Budmon. Budmon's really here just to make up the difference. So you've got 5 babies, so you definitely need it with green because you cycle through them so quickly. And Budmon is just, while your Digimon has Digiburst, gain 1k. So it's a little weaker version of Nidhoggmon, but at least this can stay on the stack. You don't have the Digiburst to get the DP boost, but it's there just to make up the 5. Wouldn't change anything with these. They work perfectly exactly how they are. Then we've got the level 3s. So 3 of the German Palmon. These put in a lot of work. It's a really good card. When this card is trash due to from a Digiburst, one of your Digimon gain jamming. So it's a good way to guarantee that your swings are going to go through. Also that you're going to survive the swings. Obviously, if you swing to options, you can't really do much about it. But it's a great little card. Then we have a 2 of. I really enjoy this card. I think it puts in a lot of work for what it is. It's just the starter deck Palmon. If you attack an opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gains 2k. So obviously this deck's all about suspending your opponent's Digimon, swinging through them and creating aggression that way. See, a 2k boost is going to help you do that. So I think as a 2 of, it works really well. You'll see that this is it for the Palmon, so I opted to not play the new one from BT5 that allows you to, when the Palmon's deleted, you can place a Palmon underneath one of your Digimon. That card probably does put in a lot of work. I've not tested it myself, it's just these have worked well for me. Then 2 Tentomon, just on play, reveal the top card of your deck. If screen Digimon, add to hand. So it's a nice on play, potentially draw one. Good for if you're bricking or just to build out your board a little bit. You're able to, gain something from that. And we've got 2 Terriermon, just your memory blocker, stops your opponent from gaining memory other than through tamer effects. He's a good way to stop decks that control memory. He doesn't, I haven't seen him put too much work in at the moment, but the thing is he can make a massive difference. So I'd still keep him as a 2 of. I think he's still going to do enough of work as a 2 of. Then we have 2 Terriermon Assistant. Digiburst, reveal the top card of your deck, add it to your hand. You would only ever use this ability if you've bricked and there's nothing else you can do, because it stops you from Nidhogging with this stack, which obviously playing the other Palmon would allow you to do. But this is for those situations where you've bricked, there's nothing you can do, you need to gain that draw. And with this, the nice thing about this, if you've got Rafflesimon on board with no Digivolution sources, you can Digiburst this to activate the Rafflesimon effect to stun something on your opponent's board. So it's a good tech for that. But I think it's got me out of a lot of bad situations, being able to draw that extra card I needed, so I wouldn't change it out. I think it's perfect as a 2 of. But like I said, you only ever Digibursting if you have to, or if it's going to make a big impact on the board. And then 2 Lilamon even, sorry. When Digiburst, add back to hand. It just allows you to cycle your rookies. Obviously we only play 13 in this deck, so it's a good way to keep them consistent, because once you've seen one of these, you can usually cycle it back as and when you need to. I think this works for me. Other people will change this quite a bit, but for me, this is the rookie list I like to play with. I wouldn't really change much, but again, we'll go over that at the end and see if there is anything like that comes to mind. Then we've got the level 4s. 2 Woodmon, just your 6k body blocker, 5 to play. So if you brick, you're only paying 5 to bring out a block with 6 10k DP, which is a lot harder to remove than the 5k ones. 2 of the Kabuterimon blockers. Again, just a 5k blocker. It's 1 more to hard play, 1 less DP, but you can digivolve it for 1. So it's a good way to, obviously with green you're constantly digivolving, constantly rushing up, so it's a good way to keep that nice and cheap. For Weedmon, when this is 1 to digivolve, when this card is trash due to Digiburst, gain 1 memory, so it's a nice way to cheapen the cost of Nidhoggs, or even just push your memory back up so you're able to do something else. And then definitely one of the MVPs of the deck, Digimon, just 6k body vanilla, 1 to digivolve. The amount of times I've digivolved this on top of something just to swing that 6k body, or even if I've got like the star deck Palmon, it's an 8k body if I'm attacking one of my opponent's Digimon that's suspended, so that allows me to swing over level 5s. It also allows me to survive when swinging into blockers. There's a lot of times, especially where you can suspend things on your opponent board, there's a lot of times where I've suspended a level 5 and swung in with this guy because he's had the Palmon underneath him. He's swinging at 8k and I've killed a level 5 with just him. He's putting a lot of work. There are a few things I would change in the level 4 lineup, but they all have their jobs, they all work really well, and I don't think I'd change the Digimon, just the ratios. Then we have the level 5s, so for Lilamon, absolutely love this card. The aggression this card can create is unreal. It allows you to Digiburst to just spend something on your opponent's board. You can use it to say you're on 2 memory, Digiburst a Weedmon, go to 3 memory and suspend something on your opponent's board. Then you can go into a level 6, so you're going to be able to swing over something, potentially swing over another level 6. It's a great card and it's inheritable as well. When attacking, if you have a Tamer, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. You always want to have a Tamer up in this deck, so that's usually live, so it's a nice way to create even extra pressure. 3 Rafflesimon, just Digisorption, so on Digivolve you can rest one of your Digimon to reduce cost by 3. You can rest this Digimon or one of your others. It's definitely a good way to go up into your level 5s and then go up into a level 6, because obviously you can suspend it, making it free to go into him, and then going straight into a Nidhogg to clear your opponent's board. But not only that, it's nice if you got a rookie in play, you go up to him, reduce his cost to 3. It allows you to, instead of going to level 5 that turn, you then have the memory free on 3 to go into a 6, which definitely comes up. So he's an amazing card. I wouldn't play any more than 3, any less than 3 of this. And we've got one of the Nidhoggmon, exactly the same main ability as Rafflesimon when Digivolving, reduce cost by 3 if you suspend one of your Digimon, but he also has the inheritable effect of you may play 1 level 3 green Digimon from your hand, suspended without paying its memory cost. Effects do activate, so it's a nice way to play out some of your other cards, potentially get a draw from your Tentamon, which is nice, or even just play out another body that you can Digivolve up on to keep the pressure going. And then just a one of the starter deck Mega Kabuteri. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash one of your opponent's security cards. So it's a great way to cause aggression. It's amazing against security control because usually they're playing like Magna Angemon, which are only 6k, so you can suspend it, go swing into it at your level 6, or even other decks like Lord Knight. It allows you to chip away at their security. If you swing with Piercing, you're then going to do 2 checks. So it's a great card. I'm trying to find space for another one, but we'll go over that later as well. There is space for him. He doesn't come up enough for me to warrant it. He is an amazing card, but I'm just not too sold yet. And then we've got our 6s and 7s. So what would green be without Grand Nidhoggmon? So 2 of Digiburst 2 to gain security attack +1. Obviously if you've got Palmon underneath, you're getting jamming. If you've got a Weedmon, you're then gaining a memory as well. So you can be swinging 11k, jamming 2 checks, and then going to level 7 and 3 checks, and then going to level 7 and do even more checks. It's an amazing card. You should play one of at least 2, not 2 of, in every green deck at the moment. And then another card that I've got a lot of love for is Rafflesimon. It's putting so much work. Main Digiburst 2, to gain 2k DP on all of your Digimon. So it's a great way to buff them up, get them swinging over bigger things than they should be. And the other effect is your turn once per turn. When you any of your Digimon Digiburst, you may stun one of your opponent's Digimon so it can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's a good way to, again, stop out blockers, or even stop something big coming your way next turn. It's great because, like I said, you can Digiburst with the Terriermon to activate this ability if this doesn't have any Digi sources. But it's, with the nice thing with the DP is it's not once per turn, so you can give 4k to everything on the board and really swing through your opponent's board. It's an amazing card. It's been tons of work. Then we've got big boy himself, Nidhogg. As 3 of, I wouldn't play any less than that. On Digivolve, Digiburst 4 to send all suspended Digimon to the bottom of your opponent's, all of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck, and also anything with 5k DP or under, so it can clear boards, kills those 1-cost blockers, or bottom decks of 1-cost blockers, and with cards like your option cards and even the Lilamon, you're able to suspend anything on your opponent's board and then wipe it. It's an amazing card, put so much work in, would never reduce it. And then last, level 6, just a cheeky Bancho Stingmon. I love this card. It's come up a couple times. When he has come up, it's made a massive difference. I wouldn't play any more than a 1-of though, just because he's only a 9k body. And if you're not, he's 9k body with piercing, and so he's going to die in security unless you're getting off his effect. But if your opponent, if he swings an opponent and a Digimon with 12k DP or more, he gains 7k and secure attack +2, so it goes up to a 16k body with 3 checks and piercing, so you can swing through something big, clear big chunks of your opponent's security. And the nice thing is it's for the turn, so you can go into a Chaosmon and get 3 more checks, so it's very similar to Grand Quagramon's effect, but it's a lot easier to pull off Grand Quagramon than it is Bancho Stingmon. But still, with a Lilamon underneath him, you can attack suspending one of your opponents. So with the Lilamon underneath him, you can Digiburst with the Lilamon, suspend one of your opponent's big Digimon, then swing through it. And then what you can do if you've got the Lilamon underneath it still, when you swing, you could rest their blockers, stopping them from blocking it, so you get that big check. I do like this level 6 lineup. I don't think that I would change it. And then we've just got 2 Chaosmon. An amazing card, forces aggression, allows you to potentially swing through something even bigger and keep both these checks, which is great. Or even if you've just got a Nidhogg sitting there that no longer has any use because he's just 13k vanilla after your Digiburst, you can then go up into a Chaosmon and force through another attack. But that is it for the 6s and 7s. It's a really solid list. I do enjoy it. There is maybe something I'd change in it, but not a great deal, because it works really well. And then we've just got the Tamers and options. These won't be very much of a surprise. 3 Mimi. This is your memory tamer, so puts you 3 on your turn, and if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can suspend Mimi to either raise a Digimon in raising or hatch an egg. Got 2 Mimis out, you can hatch an egg, Digivolve into it, and then bring it out. Allows you to get that extra attack that maybe you need. 1 hidden potential. This card will probably be in every green deck for a while. It is on a ban list. It's only a 1-of, but it allows you to rest one of your Digimon to reduce the Digivolution cost of one of your other Digimon by 5. So it allows you to go into Nidhogg for free. It allows you to go into level 6s for free. Even because it's Digivolving one of your green Digimon, you can use it to go into a Chaosmon for 1. Because you're Digivolving one of your green Digimon into a white, but it only takes into account the Digimon color you're Digivolving. So it's a nice way to go into a level 6 for 1 memory, level 7 for 1 memory, and then do a big swing. And then just 2 Needle Spray. If hitting security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and it goes back to your hand. And non-player effect is for 2, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So it just allows you to set your opponent up to maybe clear with a Nidhogg, or set them up for a Bancho Stingmon, or even just set them up to swing past blockers. It's a very versatile deck. It does a lot of work, and I've really enjoyed playing it. For things that I change, for me at least, the rookie lineup works. Maybe swap the 2 Terriermon assistant out for the Palmon that allows you to put a Palmon underneath another one. That's the only change I'd make with this. Maybe give that a go, see how that works, just because you only Digiburst him if you're desperate, and that Palmon, it allows you to turn one of your Digimon that you've hard played, like a level 3 you've hard played, into potential Nidhogg fuel, which is great. Level 4s, the only thing I'd change is I'd drop 1 Weedmon and gain a Kabuteru. I think 5 blockers is enough. I don't really want any more than that, and I think Vegemon as a 6k body puts in more work. Yes, this does gain you a memory. If they have a memory blocker down, it doesn't anymore, where this will always be a 6k body that you can swing with. So I think dropping one of these for a blocker would be the only change I'd make there. As much as I wouldn't want to, because I love the card, I think it's amazing, I would probably drop a Lilamon to go down to 3 Lilamon to increase the Mega Kabuteru one, just because being able to swing through your opponent's Digimon and trash your security. Again, if you're going into a Chaosmon that has this underneath, it doesn't have to be a green Digimon, so you're swinging piercing, doing a check, and because you killed a Digimon, you're trashing another one as well. So it puts in a ton of work. It's just finding space for it. You don't want to reduce your Digisorption sort cards. Just they put in so much work, and going into a level 5 for no cost is amazing. So it would be a Lilamon, but that'd be the change I'd make there. As for level 7s, I think this is a really good ratio. Level 6s, I think it's a really good ratio. I wouldn't change anything. I think 3 Nidhogg is where you want it to be, 2 Grand Quagga, 2 Rafflesimon, and 1 Bancho. That works really well for me. The only thing is, like, I do want to up the Chaosmon, so I would, if I had to sacrifice something, it would be the Bancho, because it's so situational. You can guarantee the checks with Grand Quagga, you can guarantee with Rafflesimon, you can guarantee, well, as long as you've got the stack, you can get the Nidhogg out, which obviously if you've built in Raising, you're able to do. He's the only one that is kind of situational. The rest kind of do their job no matter what situation they're in. So maybe drop out Bancho to increase the Chaosmon, and then I think this list is perfect for these. I wouldn't change anything with that. It's a very solid list. It puts in a lot of work, and it can completely tear through opponents. I have gameplay that I'm gonna upload as well. I just think it's not only good to talk about the deck, but also to show it in action, show it popping off as well. So there'll be gameplay uploaded alongside this. So that's it for my Nidhogg Rafflesimon, just quick green control deck. I really enjoy playing it, and other than those small changes I'd make, I think it's perfect. It does everything it needs to do. It gets out of a lot of different situations, especially with black stepping up in the meta. This deals really well with black. But I'd love to again hear in the comments what decks you're building, any decks you would tech into this, or anything you think work really well with this deck. But other than that, if you could also leave a like, just lets me know that you're really enjoying the videos, and I'd really appreciate it. But this has been Gruffy as always, and I hope you're getting good as well.